You believe your memories are evidence. You rely on them when you explain who you are, why things happened, and what other people meant. They feel stable, fixed, stored somewhere inside your mind like recordings waiting to be replayed. But your brain does not replay the past. It rebuilds it. Every single time you remember something, you are not accessing a file. You are assembling a version. The original moment no longer exists in your mind. Only fragments remain. Emotions, impressions, conclusions, and a few sensory pieces. Your brain connects them into a story that makes sense right now. And right now matters more than accuracy. Because your mind is not designed to preserve history. It is designed to preserve identity. The person you believe you are today quietly edits what you think happened yesterday. If you see yourself as someone who was always overlooked, your memories will highlight moments where people ignored you and blur moments where they valued you. If you see yourself as resilient, the same past rearranges into a narrative of overcoming. Nothing external changes, yet the meaning shifts. You don't notice the shift, because each version feels consistent with how you currently understand yourself. Your brain protects continuity more than truth. A perfectly accurate memory that contradicts your identity creates internal instability. The mind resolves that instability by adjusting the memory slightly. Not enough to feel false, just enough to fit. Over years, those small adjustments accumulate. Eventually, the past becomes a story you can explain instead of an experience you lived. That is why people remember the same event differently without lying. Each brain reconstructs details around its own expectations and beliefs. Sincerity does not guarantee accuracy. Confidence often measures repetition, not reality. The more often you recall a memory, the more it changes. Each recall stores the newest version again. So the memory you trust most is often the one most edited. This creates a strange illusion. You feel certain about things that never actually happen the way you remember them. Your mind fills missing information automatically. Conversations gain sentences that were never spoken. Intentions appear that were never expressed. Emotions become clearer than they were in the moment. The brain prefers clarity over precision. Uncertainty is uncomfortable. A clean narrative feels safer. So your past becomes organized around explanation rather than observation. This also changes how you feel about your life. You might think you were happier before, more motivated before, more yourself before. But your brain removed ordinary days and kept emotional highlights. It compressed years into a few defining scenes. You are comparing an edited memory to a full-resolution present. The present always loses that comparison. Because the present includes confusion, boredom, unfinished thoughts, and unclear meaning. The past has already been processed into a simple storyline. Memory edits chaos into order. That's why nostalgia feels convincing. It isn't only emotion, it's compression. Your brain reduces complexity so your identity remains understandable to you. Without that, you would feel psychologically fragmented, like a different person every year. The mind avoids that by smoothing contradictions in memory. Events that don't fit your current self-image fade. Events that confirm it become central. Over time, you don't remember what shaped you. You remember what matches you. And that changes how you interpret new experiences. You react not only to what is happening, but to what your past version of reality suggests should happen. If your memory says people eventually leave, neutral moments feel like proof. If your memory says you fail under pressure, challenges feel heavier before they even start. The past guides expectation, but the past itself has been edited by expectation. You are predicting the future using a rewritten history. This is why self-perception feels persistent even when circumstances change. The brain updates memories to protect a consistent character. You don't live as a collection of moments. You live as a narrative. And narratives require coherence. So, contradictions disappear quietly. Details simplify. Motives become clearer than they were. You feel like you understand your past, but what you understand is the latest interpretation. Sometimes you remember being more confident than you really were. Other times, less. The difference comes from who you are now, not who you were then. Your identity does not come from memory. Memory comes from identity. That reversal is unsettling. It means the evidence you used to explain yourself was shaped after the conclusion already existed. Your brain first maintains who you are, then arranges the past to support it. And once arranged, it feels undeniable. You can even feel emotion attached to the memory, but emotion does not prove accuracy. Emotion proves relevance to your current narrative. This mechanism has a purpose. A stable identity allows decisions. Without a consistent sense of self, every choice would feel uncertain. So the mind updates memories continuously to keep the story intact. You are not meant to remember perfectly. You are meant to function smoothly. Accuracy is sacrificed for continuity, but the side effect is powerful. You may defend versions of events that never truly occurred. You may feel limited by experiences that were interpreted rather than lived. You may feel nostalgia for a time that never felt that clear when it was happening. And most of all, you may believe change is harder than it is, because your evidence comes from edited proof. If your brain kept every raw moment, identity would feel fluid and flexible. Instead, memory stabilizes it. So when people say the past defines you, they are only half right. The present defines your past. Every time you remember, you update. Every time you update, the story solidifies. Over years, the solid story feels ancient and unquestionable, but it is still being written. Right now, your life is not a fixed sequence behind you. It is a narrative your mind keeps reorganizing to maintain who you believe you are. And realizing that can feel strange, because it means certainty about your past may actually be loyalty to your identity. You are not recalling history, you are maintaining coherence. And the more aware you become of this, the more flexible the story becomes. Not erased, not denied, but understood as interpretation. Your memories feel permanent, but permanence is only the latest version saved. The past in your mind is alive, not archived. It changes each time you look at it.